Everyone is talking about Tesla sales and Ford's pivot, but they're looking at the wrong end of the telescope. While the world stares at the shiny cars, we went into the windowless factories where the real money is moving. We found an industry that looks solid from the outside, but inside? There's a hole in their pocket the size of a crater. Welcome to the Battery Equipment Hunger Games. Phase 1, the paradox. Imagine you're at a party where everyone is saying they're on a diet, yet the host just ordered 50 pizzas. That's the battery industry right now. Headlines say demand is cooling, but the equipment orders tell a completely different, much more chaotic story. Look at these order books. K&S and Philenergy aren't just busy. They're booked until my kids graduate busy. The Korean Big Three are trying to build enough capacity to power a small planet by 2026. But here's the twist. They aren't building more of the same. They are tearing down the old stuff to build the new. It's an upgrade cycle disguised as an expansion. Here is the oh crap moment. The blue bars represent what we want to build, and the gray area is what people are actually buying. We are heading for a collision. We're building factories at a 40% growth rate, while car sales are only growing at 20%. That gap? That's where companies go to die. This is the scariest number in the deck, 99.9%. For PNT, almost every cent they own is tied up in work in progress. Imagine spending your entire life savings on a custom-made suit, but the tailor stops halfway and goes on vacation. You can't wear it, and you can't sell it to anyone else. That's PNT's balance sheet. It's not cash, it's expensive metal gathering dust. Then there's the global principle problem. Between the US IRA and Europe's green rules, these companies are being told, you can play in our backyard, but you have to bring your own expensive toys and follow our very expensive rules. It's adding a 15% compliance tax on everything they do. If they don't play, they lose half the world's market. So who actually makes money in this mess? The guys who have the technical alpha. In plain English, the ones who own the secret sauce that nobody else can copy. Enter the 4,680 cell. This is the golden ticket for Tesla and BMW. And look at K&S, they don't just make the machines, they own the patents. If you want to build these batteries without the lid leaking or the terminal snapping, you have to pay the K&S toll. They aren't just vendors, they're the gatekeepers. Now, let's talk about the holy grail, dry electrodes. Right now, making batteries involves giant ovens that take up enough space to fit 3 football fields. PNT and GI Tech are trying to shrink that into something the size of a garage. It cuts the factory footprint by 70%. It's the difference between baking a cake in a commercial oven versus a microwave. The smart players like Wanik PNE and MP Lus are becoming the Amazon of battery lines. They don't just sell you a drill, they build you the whole house. By offering a turnkey solution, they make it impossible for a customer to switch to a competitor. Once you buy the system, you're married to it. Let's look at who's actually working efficiently. PNT is generating over $1 million for every single employee. Meanwhile, the smaller guys are struggling to hit half that. It's the Walmart effect. Scale matters. If you aren't big, you're breakfast. When the EV market gets a cold, these companies look for a warm blanket. That blanket is ESS, big batteries for data centers. Think of it this way. If people stop buying electric cars, Google and Amazon still need giant batteries to keep your cat videos running 24/7. It's the ultimate insurance policy. Time for the red flag check. We looked at who's being quote with their math. Some companies are calling their research costs assets to hide losses. PNT is in the critical zone because of that inventory we mentioned earlier. If the wind blows the wrong way, their house of cards could shake. The map of the world is being redrawn. You can't just be made in Korea anymore. You have to be local everywhere. The winners are building hubs in North America and China simultaneously. It's a high-stakes game of Twister, and one wrong move leads to a geopolitical faceplant. Here's the timeline for the next 24 months. Brace yourselves for 2026. We predict a market shakeout. The companies with no cash and old tech will be swallowed up by the titans. The Hunger Games are reaching the final arena. At HDIN Research, we don't just look at the news, we look at the numbers that make the news. If you want the full-page report on who survives and who sinks, you know where to find us. Don't just follow the trend, follow the intelligence.